Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm Ashley and today I have the end of this series of Orlando for what I got at Disney World / Universal Studios, although I'm pretty sure it's all gonna be Disney for the most part. So let's go ahead and hop into this haul. I got a really good amount of things. I know I showed them throughout the course of the videos in real time when we were purchasing or that night, but I wanted to make a full haul because some things didn't get shown and were of course missed. Plus, I just absolutely love haul videos of any kind, especially a good Disney haul. So grab yourself a little snack, a little lovely beverage, and let's go ahead and get into this haul. So the first and only thing I think that we got from Universal Studios, which we did only do one day there, one day doing the park hopper, whatever they call it, 2 parks one day, whatever, for Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, is we did get their Coke Freestyle refillable mug. I don't remember how much this cost. I want to say it was $15, but they have the Coke Freestyle machines everywhere around the park, and we filled this up, like, I'm not even kidding, 6 to 7 times at least. So you definitely get your money's worth instead of buying individual drinks everywhere. This one just has, we actually really liked it, that's why I brought it home. It has like little emblems of the parks between the two. I really liked the colors that were going on, but it has a lid that has the little sipper, and then this kind of like magnetically clicks back, and then you can snap it on to secure your drink. We have a dog that loves to lick out of the top of our drinks if we have a drink in the bonus room, so we've kind of learned that having cups with lids is essential when we have her up there, so wanted to bring this home so we could get our use out of it. Now we are moving on to Disney. We went to both character warehouses, or my mom and I actually just went to the one over by Mall Millennia. I can't remember what that one's called. I think it's the Premium Outlets, but anyways, we actually went to that one on our way to the airport on the way home. Luke flew out that morning to go to a show for work. Anyways, he did not go to that one, but we did go to the one on Vineland in our first day there. So we went to the one in Vineland when we got there, and then the one at Premium before we headed out. So we did get a good amount. A lot of this stuff is actually from the character warehouses, which is amazing because it's so much cheaper. If I can remember, I will try to tell you the prices and how discounted it is, especially the ones at the Premium Outlet. That one had stuff that I actively saw in the parks when we were in the parks, which is horrible that it's being sold in the parks and at the outlets for such drastic prices at the same time, but definitely go check them out, just because if there's anything you see that you like, you can get it for such a better deal. But the first thing that I have is a popcorn bucket. This is kind of becoming an inevitable part of our Disney trips. We really said we need to make sure we remember to take it, because you can take a popcorn bucket from any time point and they will give you the like refill price, which is $2 compared to, I mean, it's got to be like 6 or 7 for a box of popcorn if you don't have the bucket. So you can get it refilled for way cheaper, and Luke loves popcorn. He loves popcorn as his snack for like any time, any occasion, anything, anywhere. And we always forget to take a popcorn bucket, so we always end up coming home with a popcorn bucket. And we're running out of room for them, but that's neither here nor there. We came home with this popcorn bucket. I actually did like the design of it a lot. A lot of these characters I love. So it has Mickey Mouse, the green aliens from Toy Story, Moana, and Tafiti's back there, Tiana, and Simba. So I think it's kind of got like a good representation of each park is what it is supposed to be. Yeah. Now that I'm looking at that closer, there are little park icons back there. So anyways, this is our 5th popcorn bucket that we are now adding to our little collection. This next item is the first of my t-shirts. We actually came back with so many shirts in general. I think I may have like 6, and I think Luke has 3. I don't remember the exacts, but we actually ended up buying a lot of clothing. So this one came from Uniqlo. Uniqlo, I gave the whole little spiel about it in my one of my Disney Springs videos. So if you've watched all of those, I'm sure you've already heard that, so I'll keep it short, but there's a bar in the back where you can design shirts. They had about 5 like pre-made ones that they thought people would love to advertise, that you can design your own shirt, and this was actually one of the ones that you can design, but it was a pre-made one. I saw it on a mannequin and had to get it. I saw it actually the first day we went to Disney Springs, and I got it the last day because I just had decided over time I really wanted to get it. It's just a white tee, but it has almost like a poster, a movie poster look of Toy Story, and it says Buzz and Woody, Toy Story's dynamic duo. I love Toy Story, and I love anything that's got like a vintagey retro kind of style to it. So this, when I saw it, it was a must, and went ahead and got it. Uniqlo is also, it's not as cheap as I feel like it used to be, or like some of the items are. This shirt was $24.90 though, so $25 for the shirt, and I feel like that's definitely cheaper than a lot of shirts are in Disney parks. So it's still a good deal. Now getting into this Disney Parks bag, we had so many of these in our room by the end of our trip, and I ended up just consolidating them all into as many or as little as I could so I could put them all in like one big bag to carry on the plane with me. That was the only way we were getting home with this stuff. So anyways, I have them all kind of packed together, but the first thing is what I got at the Character Warehouse on Vineland on day one when we arrived in Orlando. And this is actually the only thing I purchased from there, but I got this tank top and it has this very like cartoon Disney shorts style animation of Mickey Mouse. I've been loving this lavender like orchid purple for a while now. I think it's just such a pretty flattering color, especially for spring and summer. And it's got Mickey on it and it says Walt Disney World. Very, very simple, just a tank. I wish this was a t-shirt, but for the price, I was great with the tank. So this initially sold in the parks for $34.99 and it was on sale for $7.99. So a fifth basically of the price. I think that's math. But anyways, this is the design. Absolutely love. I think it's really cute. They had it in this lavender, a very like bright honey pot yellow color, and then a peachy color. And I saw it across both outlets. So the next were shirts that we bought at World of Disney later that night when we went to Disney Springs for the first time. We went ahead and got a few t-shirts, and the first one is the one my mom got. I've already shown it, but I'm gonna pop a picture in because she took it home with her, of course. It's this dusty teal green colored shirt, and it just has in like black lettering Walt Disney World, something got established in 71, and it's got little characters of, I think it was like the Fab Four, or I don't remember exactly who it was, but it's just a very like plain muted t-shirt. She loves that like green, blue, teal color, and both my mom and I gravitate to more simple designs. We don't love the like frilly girly designs as much. Sometimes there are exceptions, of course, but I do love like more of a men's or a unisex tee typically as far as the design goes. And so anyways, that's the t-shirt that she got. And then here's also a picture of the t-shirt that Luke got, and I'm not able to show it to you because it's currently in the wash, soaking wet right now. I've already washed our stuff. I'm filming this 2 days after I came back home, and I've already started the laundry, and it is just not where I can show it right now, but it is a very vintage retro look. It's like a very dark heathered gray t-shirt, and it has in these bolder retro colors the Fab Four, and it definitely gives like opening day, that time period style. And he saw it in the airport when we first arrived and liked it, and he was like, I'm gonna keep my eye out and see if I see it again or see something I like better. But when we saw it at Disney Springs at World of Disney, he's like, no, this is the one. They had his size, so we went ahead and got it as well. Now moving on to the two t-shirts that I purchased at that same time at World of Disney. I was actually scoping out both of these shirts. The first one I saw from Katie Brown, I think, when I was like just a week or so before we left. I saw her do a Disney haul from her recent trip, and she showed this t-shirt, and I instantly like took a picture of it and was like, I have to be on the lookout for this t-shirt. I did see it a few times, so I don't think it should be too hard to find right now, but this t-shirt gives Y2K Disney shirts to max. I swear my brother and I had matching t-shirts for our Disney trips when I was younger that looked just like this or of the same design so much, so close. And so I had to get this shirt. It looks like this. If you've been a Disney fan since like the 90s or the early 2000s, you have definitely like, you understand the shirt. You get this shirt. But it's on this very like heathered gray, and it's, I can't remember exactly what they called the shirt, but it says Walt Disney World, and it just has some iconic old school characters. They used to, I feel like, put so many of the characters on the shirts and stuff, and that's what this vibe gives off. It says where dreams come true at the bottom. My favorite thing about the shirt is quite possibly that it has OG Cinderella's castle. Excuse me while I shed a tear. I wish that castle would come back so badly because blue and white castle was everything to me. But it has like so many characters on it. It's got some of the first princesses, some of the first animated movie characters, and it's just, it's giving Disney parks in early Y2K. And that's all I can say about it. And it's just fantastic. I need to go through my Disney photo albums upstairs and see if I find a picture of my brother and I and some of our like matching Disney tees on our vacations when we were younger. And if I find one that looks like similar to this, I will pop a picture in here. Okay, here's the next shirt that I got, and as soon as I saw it on the racks, I literally sprinted like a child running towards a toy. And I went straight there. They had my size. I was so excited. This is a shirt that came out last year, I believe, and I wanted it so badly. I'm not sure if it went on Shop Disney or Disney Store, whatever it's called now, and I just missed the opportunity to purchase it and then couldn't find it on any like third-party seller apps like Mercari or Poshmark or whatever. I don't know if they just brought it back because of popular demand or if it just went off the site and has always been in the parks for the last year or so. I'm not sure. But I saw people wearing it last year, and then I saw Nick from the Theme Park Dad Nick, who does That Tracks podcast with Tim. I love that podcast, and I've recently started following Nick more since that podcast started, and he had this shirt on in a recent podcast episode, and it just jogged my mind of how much I missed this shirt and like really wanted this shirt. So when I saw it, I was like, this is a no-brainer. I'm getting it. It is this beige sand color t-shirt. It says Walt Disney World on it, but it has all the Sensational 6 characters, and it has them in these bright colors. I just love like the neutralness of this shirt, but the characters are bold, bright colors, but the shirt itself is like very unisex. So anyways, love this shirt and so happy that I'm adding it to my Disney collection. Okay, so later that night we went into the Christmas shop there. I think it's called 12 Days of Christmas actually, and I always get an ornament for our trips. That's like one of my non-negotiables, is always getting an ornament, and I try to find one that has the year on it so that I can always remember when we went that time and whatnot. So I went ahead and saw this ornament, and this is the one I knew I wanted to get, so I went ahead and got it. It's a big heavy like Mickey head, and it's got pink and blue like current castle on it. And then on the back, it has the other 3 park emblems, which I kind of like because these are the 3 parks that we actually went to on this trip. But it's just a really pretty ornament. The other reason that I loved this one specifically is in that shop you can get anything personalized, like they can write names, dates, occasions, anything on there. And this one was hanging where they had already personalized this one with the date. I don't know if someone wanted it and then changed their mind, or they just made a few to go ahead and have out, but it has the 2024 like written on there, and they did little fireworks. So Luke or my mom, one of the two, saw it and said, oh, this one has the date on there, and so went ahead and picked that up because that just made it really easy, and it has the date now. Now moving on to our next day. I really wasn't planning on doing this in chronological order. It's kind of just how things have happened. So now I'm trying to really make a point of it. But moving on to our next day at Epcot, I didn't purchase anything this day as far as souvenir wise, but Luke saw this shirt and I was like, you have to get that shirt because he has wanted a vintage Epcot vibes shirt. Epcot is, I think, his favorite park. He also loves Hollywood Studios, but he loves like old Epcot, the vibes and the dream of like a futuristic world, and just all of that is totally up his alley. And he saw this shirt and just loved it, and I was like, you have to get the shirt. So this is the shirt. It's got like, it's this mustard, it's kind of a muted mustard yellow, muted honey pot yellow, but it's got this Epcot and its original logo, its original font. It's changed a few times, and it's like 3D, and it says Epcot Center, and then it's got the year it came out, 82. It has Spaceship Earth, the icon that has always been for Epcot, and just some very, I hate to keep using the terms vintage or retro, but that's just the vibes it gives. And so anyways, Luke loves this style of t-shirt, so like I've said a million times, he had to get it. Now moving on to our last bag of clothes, which came from the Disney Character Warehouse at the Premium Outlets. I think that's what they're called, Orlando Premium Outlets, but it's the outlets that are like over by Mall Millennia. I don't know exactly. I know the other one's called Vineland for sure, but hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyways, this bag came from there. As soon as we walked in, I started like grabbing clothes. I saw so many, and then I kind of dwindled it down. But I actually walked away with, I think, 4 pieces of clothing. So let me show you that. Okay, scratch that, only 3. That's better. So I first saw this shirt, which I actually really liked when it came out, but they had it there and they had it in Luke's size. So I got him this t-shirt. He actually loves tie-dye, so he will love this so much, but it just has like classic looking Mickey in this turquoisey teal bubble on this white and creamy gray colored tie-dye. Anyways, it just looks like this. I think in white writing, it does say Walt Disney World at the bottom of that little circle. It's kind of hard to see that, but this is what this shirt looks like. And this shirt was initially sold in the parks for $29.99, which is actually a pretty good parks price, but it was sold at the outlets for $12.99, so a little more than half off. And then I kept going through the racks and I found the same one in my size. And I actually really like this t-shirt as well, but I thought it would be cute for us to be able to potentially like wear them to the parks one day and match. Luke and I have, no, I was about to say we've never done matching t-shirts. We absolutely have. It's just been a minute because lately I've been trying to be like very trendy with my outfits, but it'd be really cute and fun to do these together and match sometime in the parks. The last clothing item and item in general that I got from that day at the Character Warehouse is actually like so far out of, not my comfort zone, because I'm not saying like the style is something I don't like. I love the style, but it's not something I typically do. So I'll just go ahead and show you. This is a sweatshirt for Disney Cruise Line. I have never been on a Disney cruise. However, I want to go on a Disney cruise so bad, and I know it is just a matter of time until we do it. We really want to do it, just Luke and I. We really want to do it once we have kids someday. I just think it seems so fun. And so anyways, my point of getting it was, one, the price, two, the design I loved. But I just thought to myself, a lot of the Disney cruise merch that I have seen before, it has like the Wish, the Fantasy, the Treasure, it has written on there like the name of the ship, which of course, if I went on a Disney cruise, I would want to get a piece of merchandise that did have the name of that ship to commemorate the time. But I thought, how nice would it be to have a generic piece of Disney Cruise Line gear to wear on a Disney cruise on the day I get to go. So who knows how long it's going to be till I actually wear the sweatshirt. But I'm just planning for the future. I'm just being a planner. But anyways, it looks like this. It's so cute. It's this like cream colored sweatshirt, crew neck. I love a good crew neck. Those are my ultimate favorites. It has Captain Minnie on it because Minnie is the captain of the cruise ships, or at least as of recent. It says Disney Cruise Line with the little cruise line symbol, and then the sleeves have that color palette that they use on the Disney cruises, I guess, which I love this color palette because I love blues, and blues are like so nautical, but then the coral is so pretty. I just thought it was very universal Disney cruise, and you could rewear it a bunch of times. So I just had to get it. Plus I only saw one and it was a medium, and that just felt like a sign. It also was retailed for $49.99 and I got it for $14.99, which is like so much off. Okay, and those are all the clothes that we purchased. The other two miscellaneous items before I get into my bag of pens, because y'all know I can't go and not get pens, were 2 bags of the like Goofy's Candy Kitchen gummies. We got these right here. I'll go ahead and pop in pictures. They were for Henry and Hallie, our friends Matt and Laura's kids, and I gave them to them yesterday. I just got them these little treats while we were in the airport on the way back as a little thank you for keeping Tenny. They kept Tenny for me this week, and Laura said the kids like played with her so good. So anyways, I just thought that was like such a sweet, cute little something that I could just grab them that they would enjoy. And now moving on to the bag of pens. I feel like I didn't go that pen crazy when I think about like how many I could have bought and how many I did buy, but I know I still, you know, made a good little dent. So these are really in no particular order because they're just all down here in the bag, but this first one I got at Disney Style. I have not seen this pen anywhere in this like animation style, and it actually wasn't at the Pen Trader Outpost either. I had to go back to Disney Style to purchase it, but I got this for my Little Mermaid collection. And then they also had with it a Belle version, and I just love this little animation style they've been doing recently. It's so like whimsical and childlike and fun. This one will go in my Beauty and the Beast collection, and please let me know if you've seen them do these pins for other princesses. I would obviously love to get Cinderella and Moana, since those are like my 4 princesses that I collect heavily. Not saying I wouldn't buy all of them if I saw them, because I just love the princesses in general. The last one I purchased at Disney Style is so cute. This is just a very generic one of Minnie and Daisy in the teacups. I just think that this new little Play in the Park series is so cute. I love the bright colors that they're doing with it. It just reminds me so much of like me and Laura on Disney trips, because it's like 2 little girlies having fun in the teacups. I just love this. This could go in my Mickey and Friends collection or my Attractions collection. Not quite sure yet. The next pin I have is a Winnie the Pooh pin. This is actually the only Winnie the Pooh pin I purchased on this trip, even though they had quite a few new ones that I had not seen. It says an upside down sort of day, and he actually spins. So you can have him kind of like right side up or upside down. I kind of like somewhere in the middle where you get to see the lettering, but this is really cute. and I did purchase it at the Pin Trader Outpost as well as all these others I'm about to show. I was luckily able to find the 3 newest supporting cast pins also at the Pin Trader Outpost. This is kind of getting like out of hand. I know that I am kind of like the weird girl that wants to get every single one they release because I'm considering it a collection, versus normal people are probably just purchasing the ones for like their own collections. So it's more just a me problem, but I have every single one that they have released thus far, so I cannot stop now. Plus, even like movies that I don't love, I love these pins. They're substantially sized. They have the cutest animation style. It's kind of the same as that like Belle and Ariel one that I showed, but I just think they're so cute. They're so colorful. They're so pretty. They just have a lot of characters. I love them. So they released 3, like I said, about a week or so before we went on our trip. I took a screenshot from Disney Pins blog because I was like, I need to remember which 3 and try and find them all. And luckily they were all at the Pin Trader Outpost. So this first one, it's Finding Nemo. This is like one of my favorite ones from this collection. I think it's just because with the animals, it looks so cute and the coloring is so good. Down here you have like all of Nemo's little school friends, and I just love it so much. The next one is one that I definitely typically would not gravitate towards because it is for the Lilo and Stitch movie. And this one is got Stitch with like, I honestly have only seen the Lilo and Stitch movie one time, even though it came out like right around the time I was born. I should have seen it a bunch more times, but I'm just not a Stitch fan. I've never been a Stitch fan. Luke actually likes Stitch, but I've never been a Stitch fan. So I personally like don't know the names of really like any of these characters. I think this little skinny green guy is Pleakley or something like that. And I think this might be Jamba. I know I'm butchering that. But here it is. We have little Stitch and his little casing and all these little characters. They did find a way to make this cute. And the last newest one is Princess and the Frog. Again, not a movie that I love. I just don't love the Princess and the Frog story. I need to rewatch the movie because it's been about 6 years now since I watched it, 5 to 6 years. And so I need to rewatch it because I think Tiana's beautiful and a lot of the songs from the movie I really like. I just didn't love the movie the first time I watched it. But anyways, this is a cute pen. I love that it has Lewis on it and Lottie. Lottie is like one of the cutest little princess friends ever, and it looks really good. I think it's really pretty, and I love how they did like the swamp. My last regular pen is a 2024 dated pen. I personally, I don't want to say hate because hate feels like a strong word, but I strongly dislike the 2024 collection vibe that Disney created for this year. It is like neon everything and a lot of glitter, 2 things that I don't personally love. I'm like waiting for Disney to get in their pastel era. But regardless, I do get a pen for every trip that has the year on it and the place that I went, and I have a whole like, well, it's now creeped onto a 2nd page in my pen books of pens for each time I've been. So I have to continue it on, and this is just the style that it was this year. They have made that like spinner style so many times because they also had that one next to this one, and I almost got it, but I've literally gotten so many of those like 4 characters that spin and then it has the year like on top of it and it's pin on pin on pin. They're cool, but they've just like overdone that in my opinion. So I was glad they had just like a flat 2D pin. But again, the neon colors are just, but it does have all of my little requirements. It has the date, it has Walt Disney World on it, and it even says the most magical place on earth, which if you're a Disney snob like me, you can't stand when people confuse the happiest place and the most magical place. So I love that it says the most magical place because then I will always know which park it was. And here the pen is. It's, like I said, just a lot. Especially with this being like this gold glitter enamel, it's just a lot. But I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad I picked up this one because we're gonna be getting another one very soon. And now moving on to my last bit of merchandise, which is mystery pins. If you watched my 2nd Relax in Disney Springs day, you will have watched Luke and I pull these. It's actually a really cute little portion of that vlog. I love that little time in that vlog. But anyways, I am always looking at the mystery pin boxes and bags, like hoping there's a series that I'm really liking because I have a lot of fun, especially when I'm at the parks, pulling mystery pins. I just think it's like a fun little extra thing to do while I'm there. But like for years now, there has not been a mystery series that they've carried while I've been at the parks that I have wanted to get. I have to really love the mystery series for me to commit to like buying those out of the box because a lot of times they don't go go well. Like a lot of times you get a lot of duplicates and then you do have to like try and trade them off and all that. So a lot of times I just prefer to purchase them knowing what they are. But we got 3 boxes. There were literally like 5 series that I loved in World of Disney. And so I was like trying to decide which ones. I had Luke help me which one to do. And then he does not care about pins, but he really likes to like open the mysteries. So that was what made it really fun. Anyways, he's actually the one that picked us do this one, and they only had 3 boxes left. So we bought all 3 boxes, and this actually went really, really well. If you want to watch us open them, like the excitement and the pulling itself, definitely go watch that video if you haven't yet. But we tried to get them back in their little black bags, and bless it, I just don't think that worked out as well as we had hoped. But hey, here's to trying. So I'll put a little picture of the options right here so you can like see them better, because they print them now on the side of the box like tiny, which I hate. This was actually a mystery pin set that was more geared towards like Magic Kingdom emblems and rides and characters and such, and it was designed by Joey Chu or Chow. I'm not sure how you say it. It has the cutest little design style. I love the color usage, and it's got Tinkerbell, Stitch on Space Mountain, the partner statue, the dog from Pirates of the Caribbean, the Hatbox Ghost, Orange Bird, Cheshire Cat, and Dumbo. If anyone can ever stop making Cheshire Cat, that would be excellent. But coming out of this first box I'm just pulling out, we had one of the partner statue. That was one of the ones we wanted the most, because if you're collecting the series, I just feel like this is one that you really want. And we got the Pirates of the Caribbean dog. I really liked that color, that like orangey yellow color, really cute. I'm also just now noticing that the key was like hanging out of his mouth, which is cute. That was the last one that we pulled in real time, and I remember like not really looking at it. This next one was our second box, so I'm pulling them out in reverse order, but this was one of the ones I wanted the most, and it's Orange Bird. I prefer an original Dole Whip. Luke really likes the orange Dole Whip, but I think Orange Bird is like one of the cutest little characters. And then the other one that came out of this box was a partner statue as well. We got a duplicate of this one, which was our only duplicate. I consider that a win. There's 8 in the series. We got 6 and we only had 1 duplicate, which means we've covered 5 of the 8. That's really good in my opinion. And literally, if there was one that you had told me you have to get a duplicate, which one do you want? I would have picked the partner statue, because I would assume it's going to be a pretty good trader. Okay, and our last box had a Cheshire Cat. This was actually the first one we pulled after literally just talking about how this was like my least favorite one from the set because he's creepy. So of course the universe has to like, you know, humble me a little bit by saying you're still gonna get that cat. And the last one that we pulled was Tink. This was not one that like either of us were like really wanting or one of our faves, but this is actually one of my favorites from the set because the color is so good. Like, I love her little neon lime green dress on that midnight blue sky. Really pretty. Which means I'm still on the hunt for Dumbo, Stitch on Space Mountain, and the Hatbox Ghost. So if you have any of those 3, if you are watching this video and you have any of those 3 pins that you have for trade and you're looking for a partner statue one from this set, please comment, message me on Instagram, any of those following things. I would love to set up a trade with you because I do want to complete the series. Okay, and that is it for this video. I don't think I forgot anything that I purchased at Disney World or brought home. I think I've unpacked pretty much everything for the most part and gotten it all pulled over here. So this is all that we came home with. I feel like this was a pretty decent size haul, especially with the clothing. Like I said, I came away with I think 4 t-shirts and a sweatshirt, or five shirts and a sweatshirt. Luke came home with 3 shirts. Like, we went pretty hard on clothing, and that's typically not something I'm typically leaving with, like maybe 1 piece of clothing. So that was like kind of different this time. But I hope you guys have really enjoyed this series. I can't believe we're done with Disney trip number 1 for the summer. It was really fun. Of course, it was very hot in Orlando for late June, and we did have the pop-up shower every single day we were there because of how hot it is, but that is just like Florida in summer. But we definitely made the most of the weather, even with it being hot. I feel like we all stayed really hydrated, and we did a really good mix of like inside and outside stuff. So when we started getting pretty warm, we definitely went and sat down like somewhere inside to do an attraction like that, or at least did an attraction where the queue was all inside and cooled down and stuff. So everyone stayed healthy the whole time, which is so nice. We all had a really great time. We had a great time getting to catch up with my brother and see him for the last bit for a while before he heads off to law school starting in August, and it was a really nice time getting to spend time with family. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this series. I cannot wait for Disney trip number 2, and I think my next video will probably be the trip announcement for it, as it is very quickly approaching. So the Disney magic is not over on this channel for the summer. I hope you guys will give this video a like, a comment, and subscribe so you can stay tuned for more of our Disney travel adventures this summer, and I can't wait to see you next. Bye!